Well, 1980 was sort of the critical year when we got the permission. And 1979, end of 78 or 79 was when we began more or less sounding out what we could do.
Thank you.
It was about a year, wasn't it? Or a little over a year?
Sounds like it.
I would say about a year and a half at least, you know.
Okay, thank you.
And once it got settled, it proceeded working from this, where are we, the eastern end over here, following around to the western end and up, down and up what grade there was left, with 2 units being the furthest west, up on the hill looking down over the lower units. And that, fortunately, was one lot off of Rosedale Road that had not been sold off, so that was a full lot's width, plus had room for the main western entrance to the whole project. Whereas the Stockton Street entrance, which was very close to the stoplight on Elm and Stockton, was such a busy intersection that it made it difficult to make that sort of the main entrance to get to Constitution Hill. So as a result, the rear entrance, which came off of Elm Road and into the service area of the main house, mansion, became essentially the main route into the project from that direction, which then could circle not only into the service units here and bypass this courtyard you see here, which became part of the units in the stable carriage house. And just outside the wall there is a driveway that enters the garage, new garages for the 6 units in the main house. And on beyond that was an extension of the back driveway coming in to go to the front of the house and the circle in front of the house, so that the whole land went off as sort of a lawn towards Stockton Street without any driveway in it. And in fact, what they did was they had to put detention basins for the stormwater, or where the ponds are now, both sides of the driveway as it enters from Rosedale Road. You go down and across sort of a covered sluiceway that joins those two, and they dug a big pit out here towards Stockton Street that went way down as a detention basin, and they found that what they hit was a special sort of a sand pocket in the whole area on that side, which drained all the water off automatically. So that has always been just a dry gully. It never maintained any water, although it was built as a detention basin.
We could fill it in.
Yeah, since they preserved one lot's width over there, that lot had a single entrance. One lot out of the 60 was one that all by itself came off of Stockton Street into that far unit and had no direct access into the circulation within the rest, but that was the exception to the rule, so to speak. And well, as far as development goes, I can't think of anything else except that the way it was arranged was to cluster these double houses, mostly in semicircle rings, so that you came in and drove to your garage unit and your front door was just beyond the garage units, so that everybody's unit could basically be looking out into the open woods or the open fields or whatever by going around in the circle and not looking directly as, well, there are a few, maybe a couple that are more directly observant of each other, but most of them have separate views and a feeling of privacy, even though they were doubled up. And then my grandparents built a house for their daughter, Aunt Sarah Gardner, which is the one just opposite
Hodge Road.
Hodge Road, where Hodge Road comes into Elm.
Right.
If you go right across, there's sort of a formal house and a wall, and
Right.
prune trees, and
I don't know if it's of interest, but because of Perry's cluster plan, the neighbors didn't understand this and fought fiercely. We thought we were being so smart, we invited them in sort of small groups for sherry, and then they all ganged up against us.
well, some of them did.
Yeah,
anyway,
and hired a
not
lawyer.
all of them did. So
It was a big struggle.
What was their objection? Just the increase?
They just didn't understand this cluster housing.
Oh, I see.
They were used to seeing
I
houses
got it.
on.
Thank you. That
Yes.
makes sense.
yeah,
I thought-
separate
I
lots and
thought
separate
Perry was
houses.
going to have apoplexy.